friends, today we are discussing about distribution systems. Today we are discussing about distribution systems. This is the total electrical power system where the power will transfer from a substation to the distribution system and how the power is generating, and this is the overall view of a electrical power system layout which explains about the power system transmission and distribution. Even there is a part of a generation at this side. This is a total distribution system layout, that is a structure of distribution system. From the transmission substation it will enter into the distribution system, from there it will enter into the sub-transmission system, then it will move into the loads. Now coming to the overview of a distribution system, it consists of three main parts. First is substation, then after feeder, then after distributor, then after service mains. From the substation, the power will move to the feeder, where feeders are the current carrying elements, which are used to distribute the power to the distributor. Distributor will distribute and carry the same power to the service mains. From the service mains it is carried to the load. This is the overall layout of the distribution system, which includes substation, feeder, distribution and service mains. Now coming to the next one, if I want to distribute the power to the consumer or else different loads, what are the factors I need to consider and what are the requirements I need to distribute the power to the consumers? First thing is nothing but there should be a continuity of power supply, and there should be the normal voltage what we supply to the home is nothing but it is 230 volts. It can be within the limits, that is plus or minus 5. Efficiency of line should be as high as possible, it should be safe, and these are the points what I need to do and what I need to consider when I am going to distribute the power to the consumers or different loads. Coming to the next one, these are the classification of distribution systems based upon the voltage level. There will be different types of voltage levels, so depending upon that, here the distribution systems are classified into two types: primary distribution system and secondary distribution system. The part of electrical supply which is existing between distribution substation and distribution transformers is called as both primary distribution system, and secondary is the one which receives the power from the distribution transformers and supplies to the various loads. So there will be two types, one is primary and another is secondary. Primary is nothing but which will transfer the power between transformers and substations, and secondary distribution is nothing but which will transfer the power from transformers to the loads. Coming to the classification of general distribution systems, mainly it is classified depending upon the type of supply. DC and AC, here the distribution systems are classified into these types what I have shown in the figure. And coming to the next one, here there is a DC distribution system, and whatever it may be, feeder is nothing but it is used to carry the power from generating station to substation, what we have discussed earlier. Distributors are used to distribute the power to the substation then, and servicemen are connected to the distributors, that is nothing but it. So this is the figure what we have seen earlier, which is drawn in the form of a line diagram. This is the general DC distribution diagram. Coming to the next one, there will be two types of DC distribution systems. One is DC two-way distribution system and another is nothing but three-way distribution system. DC two-way distribution system is nothing but which consists of two wires, one is nothing but positive and another is nothing but negative. Why? Because DC represents a battery which consists of two wires, one is positive and another is negative. Positive will come from the source and negative will come from the load to negative. And DC three-way distribution system, along with positive and negative terminal, there will be an extra wire provision. Which will act as a neutral in case of a DC three-way distribution system. Coming to the next one, this is a general layout of a DC three-way distribution system, how the loads are connected and how it need to be connected, where is the neutral point. And these are regarding the balanced loads and balanced currents of a three-phase three-way system. This is nothing but AC distribution system. Mainly AC distributions are classified into different types. We are going to discuss about only the main types, that is radial distribution system and ring main distribution system. This is a layout of a radial distribution system where there are two feeders. Some consumers are connected to feeder A and some conductors are connected to another feeder. So only one path is connected between each distributor. If only one path is connected between each distribution, then the type of distribution system is called radial distribution system, and this is the overview of a radial distribution system. Here there are certain advantages of the cost is minimum, and it is very easy to design, and it is located at the center, but mainly there are disadvantages of a radial distribution system. Distributor who is nearer to the feeding end is heavily loaded, and this is the main thing. Coming to the next one, ring main distribution system. Here there will be different feeders which are connected to different distributors, then further which are connected to different loads as per the scene diagram. Here the feeders and substations are connected in the form of a ring. These are the advantages and disadvantages of a ring main distribution system when compared with the radial distribution system. And these are types of distributors. There will be different types of DC distributors which are fed at one end, fed at both the ends, fed in the middle, and fed at the in the form of a ring. Fine. DC distributors with concentrated rollers fed at one end and fed at both ends. The meaning of fed at one end is nothing but if there is a particular line, the supply is given to only a single corner, and the other corner that will be a empty. If it is fed at both the ends, the supply should be given to both the ends, that is 230 volts should be supplied from the first end and 230 volts should be supplied from the second end also. So based upon that, we are going to solve the problems based upon this, as we have discussed in the class. And this is a single wire representation diagram, current loading and voltage drop diagram. This is the diagram where the voltage is fed at point A and also fed at point B, where I1, I2 are the currents which are flowing in different substations, and these are not I1, I2, I3 which are moving towards the downside are nothing but loads. And these are the basic explanation of that, fed at one end and fed at both the ends. And this is nothing but a ring main distribution system. Here everything is connected in the form of a ring, where there will be different cable is arranged in the form of a loop fed at only one point. And these are the classification of AC distributors. These are the advantages and how to solve a problem based upon AC distribution system. Mainly AC is nothing but it will have an impact of a power factor. This is the diagram which is based on power factor referred to the receiving end voltage, and this is the equations. This is respective load voltages. Conclude. Hello friends, today we are discussing about DC distribution systems and AC distribution systems, and this is the overall view of a electrical power system. This is the layout which gives you the transmission, distribution and also a generation of power. And coming to the next one, this is the layout of a distribution system where the power is transferred from transmission substation to sub-transmission system, then to the distribution station, then it is distributed to the consumer, that is nothing but a different loads. And this is the layout which gives you the explanation of a distribution system in a clear manner. And coming to the introduction, distribution system includes three main parts, that is nothing but a feeder, distributor and service mains. A feeder is nothing but a current carrying element, which is used to distribute the power to the distributor. Distributors are the interconnectors which are used to distribute the same power to the service mains. As the service mains are connected to the load, the power will be distributed to the different loads at the service mains. This is the general diagram of a general distribution diagram what we are seeing here. And coming to the next one, these are the requirements of good distribution, that is nothing but what are the different constraints I need to follow when I am distributing a power to the different loads or a consumer. First thing what I need to require is nothing but there should be a continuity of power to the consumer. Second thing, the voltage what I am supplying, it should be in precise limit plus or minus 5%, and the efficiency of power what I am transmitting should be as high as possible, and it should be safe. These are the certain requirements what I need to follow when I am distributing a power to a different loads. And coming to the classification, this is a classification which is based upon type of voltage. There will be different types of voltage what I am applying, AC, DC, whatever it may be. Depending upon that, The old distribution systems are classified into primary and secondary. The meaning of primary distribution system is nothing but here the power is distributed between substation and transformers. Here the power is distribution between substation and transformers. And coming to the secondary distribution system, here the power is distribution between transformers and loads. Transformers and loads. And this is the general classification of a distribution system depending upon the supply given. There will be two types of supply, one is DC and another is nothing but AC. Depending upon that classification, this is the classification diagram what I have shown here in the form of a slide. Coming to the next one, this is the general things what we have discussed here, what is feeder, what is distributor and what is service mains. Now coming to the classification of DC distribution system, there will be two types of DC distribution system. One is DC two-way distribution system and another is DC three-way distribution system. DC two-way distribution system and another is DC three-way distribution system. DC two-wire is nothing but it consists of only two wires. One is positive and another is negative, where positive wire will start from source to the load and negative wire will start from the load to the source again. Coming to the DC three-wire systems, along with the positive and negative terminal, there will be a extra wire provision provided in case of a DC three-wire system, which acts as a interconnector between the load and source. This is the diagram what you can see here, which indicates the DC three-wire distribution system. Now this is AC distribution system. In AC distribution system, again we have different types: radial distribution system, ring main distribution system, and interconnected distribution system. Radial distribution is the one where the feeders are connected to only one end and the supply is given from the same end. And this is the diagram or the layout of a radial distribution system, where a substation consists of two feeders. From the feeder it is given to the distributor, then to the service mains. And these are the advantages and disadvantages of a radial distribution system. Coming to the ring main distribution system, here every substation is connected in the form of a ring, where it consists of a different feeders and different distributors. And these are the advantages and disadvantages when compared with the radial distribution system. Now coming to the types of DC distributors. So we can supply the power to the different loads depending upon the type. Now the distributors may be fed at one end or the distributors may be fed at both the ends. Depending upon that, here I am giving you the overview of fed at one end. The meaning of fed at one end is nothing but if there is a particular distributor line, the supply voltage should be given to only one end. It should not be given to both the ends in case of a fed at one end. If the distributor is fed at both the ends, supply should be given to the both the ends. I am going to show you the layout of that. This is the distributor fed at both the ends, where the supply is given to the point A and also point B. And I1, I2 and I3, which are moving towards downside, represents the loads. And I1, I2, I3, which are shown in the above diagram, I4. This 4 represents the current flowing in those branches. DC distributors, this is nothing but uniformly distributed load. And this is a ring main distributor. Ring main distributor is nothing but here the cable or wire is arranged in the form of a loop. In the form of a loop where the voltage is fed to only one end. Where the voltage is fed to only one end. The ring main distant point of ring main distributor system are joined together by a conductor. This is an interconnection distribution system. Fine. AC distribution system. These are the advantages of AC distribution systems. And the main, if you come to coming to the explanation of a AC distribution system, it consists of a 3-phase 3-wire supply and 3-phase 4-wire supply. 3-phase 3-wire supply is nothing but it is given to, as there is no provision of no, it is connected to the different heavy loads. 3-phase 4-wire system is nothing but as there is a provision of neutral, it is given to our home or else different loads which are in the form of a single phase loads or 3-phase loads. Mainly power factor will play a major role in case of AC supply. This is a diagram what I am showing, where the power factor referred to receiving end voltage, and this is power factor referred to respective load voltages. And I am going to conclude this. Thank you.